Good morning. Welcome to the Committee on once again, good morning. Welcome to the Committee on Public Safety, Judiciary, and Homeland Security. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Kniezek has requested an excuse. Commissioner Kinlock. Commissioner Basham.
Here.
Commissioner Scott. Chair Clark Coleman.
Here.
You have a quorum present. B, Chairwoman's remarks.
Just hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving holiday. Hope you didn't eat too much turkey or any of the other items. Okay, next item.
C, approval of the November 9th, 2022 meeting minutes.
Support.
Been properly moved by Commissioner Scott, supported by Commissioner Basham. Are there questions on the motion? None. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries. Next item.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed. Item 1, under new business, requesting Commissioner approval of a revenue generating contract with 1 2-year option to renew with Martin's Towing and Auto Sales.
So move. Support. Madam Chair, a quick question for Samaya, if she's on.
I'm on, sir. Through the chair. This is Sumaya Harp.
Thank you. So this contract, auto sales. So just asking a general question, do you all look against any of the towing contracts? Do you look against any of those towing contractors that were of concern for the city of Detroit? Do you all take any of that into consideration?
Through the chair, absolutely. We even created and put together policies and procedures on how to handle the calling in for the towing and with me is Director Ollie Berry too. He can speak to the operation of the towing. But yes, to answer your question, yes, we do take that into consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have a motion? Are there any other questions on item number 1? Let's see, hold it. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Item 2, requesting Commissioner approval of a grant award with the U.S. Department of Justice, Office of Justice Programs, Bureau of Justice Assistance.
Let's let Samaya speak on it first.
Thank you. Through the chair, we are requesting your approval for the 2022 JAG grant from the Department of Justice. The award funds the Sheriff's Office as well as 16 Wayne County communities. The communities are awarded their allocation based on the crime stats that they provide to the Department of Justice directly. There's no county match required for this grant. The total grant is $1,428,000. This is a 4-year grant. It'll allow the communities 4 years to spend their allocation.
Can I have a motion?
Move approval, Kinlock. Support Basham.
Moved by Commissioner Kenlock, supported by Commissioner Basham. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in, oh, we need to do a roll call on this one, on both of them, actually. Would you please call the roll? I called, yeah.
Commissioner Kenlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham, Commissioner Scott, Chair Clark Coleman.
Yes, the motion carries. Next item.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of modification 1 to a grant award with the Michigan State Police Office of Highway Safety Planning.
Through the chair, this is Sumaya Harb again. We are requesting your approval for the adjustment to the secondary road grant. Earlier during the year, we had brought in front of you an award for $893,000. This adjustment increases the grant by $1.1 million for a total of $2 million. There's no county match required for this grant as well. We're extremely happy that we're receiving this additional fund from the state so we can, so the secondary roads can do what they do operationally and they be fully funded.
I'm sure that you are happy. You're going from 893,000 to 2,016,000.
Yes,
That's pretty good for secondary roads. Okay, Commissioner Basham.
absolutely.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'm going to support this, but one of the things that's really troubling with a lot of folks, and certainly me, is texting and driving, not written as distracted driving like some cities do just for revenue, but to actually bring the public's attention like we did with seat belts, baby seats, booster seats, emergency vehicles in construction zones, those sorts of things. We need to make the public aware that it's illegal to hold a phone in your hand and drive. And there's a lot of accidents as a result of that. So I'm hoping that there's a plan with the secondary road patrol to announce that they're going to be doing this. And I have worked with them once with the state police, Wayne County sheriffs, and the city or the township of Brownstown to enforce that and to get public attention on it. And I would hope that we would continue to do some of those kinds of things also in Wayne County to make it a safer county. It's not just about revenue. And we talk about public safety. This is probably the #1 thing that we can do in a county to improve public safety is go after folks that are holding a phone, setting in a traffic light when it's green, or going out of their lane or other things. So I would hope that my comments would be at least heard by the Sheriff's Department relative to that.
Maya, will this allow you to add on to the road patrol?
As officers, as deputies?
Yes.
Yes, that's the plan. We had submitted a plan to the state that we would like to add at least 7 more positions. So we're hoping that it gets approved and then we'll move forward with that. And to the comment from Commissioner Basham, I did talk to Captain Sims and he said he did indicate that they do pull over anybody who's being distracted, whether they're on their phone or they're eating while driving. They do pull over and they do give out tickets. And we do have a grant, distracted driver grant, that we oversee and then make sure that the officers do work on overtime and they are enforcing the distracted driving qualification, or they give out tickets as well.
But do they publicize that? Do they use the media to tell them they're doing it? My thing is, to make the public aware that it is against the law, and actually to inform the public and use the media and to try to get this done, not just in writing tickets, but also to have the media, talking about it also.
I will definitely talk to Captain Sims and see if we can come up with a plan, and then I'll keep you posted if it's okay.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have a motion on this one? Okay, Commissioner Scott made a motion.
Or
Have a second. Oh, Commissioner Basham, second. Are there any other questions on the motion?
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott, Chair Clark Coleman.
Yes. The motion carries. Next item.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 1-year memorandum of understanding with Third Circuit Court.
Good morning, through the chair again, Sumaya Herb. We are requesting your approval for the First Amendment to the MOU with the Third Circuit Court for the Raise the Age grant. The Sheriff's Office does provide security in the juvenile courtrooms during the trials, as well as during the preliminary hearings. The original MOU was for $364,000. The amendment is for $408,000. Raise the Age grant is in place to provide funding to ensure that 17-year-olds can access services available in the juvenile justice system. And we're there to help with that.
Court Kinlock, I have a question.
Properly moved by Commissioner Scott, supported by Commissioner Kinlock.
Yes, Madam Chair, to Samaya, a quick question. In the normal course and duties of the sheriff, is all of the services that are being provided, specifically when we're talking about staffing for security, the juvenile courts and just the whole Third Circuit Court, and it's during trials and other hearings, are all of those operations or services provided and covered under a grant, or the general fund? When does that kick in? And because I would imagine that this function will continue to exist after this grant, after this memorandum of understanding. Just a general question.
Can I look into it and I'll send you the answer, because I don't want to misspeak. I would like to give you the right answer. So if you don't mind, after this meeting, I will send you the answers to that.
Thank you. But more so trying to find out what's unique about this that would step outside of what you would expect the sheriff office to be doing as far as general fund sort of responsibilities.
Well, we are supposed to be at the courts, at all courts, providing security services for the judges and for anybody who's at the courts. This is very specific to the juveniles, for the 17-year-olds. It just, as an incentive, we have to be there. The requirement was that we have to hire 3 more police officers, but because of all the vacant positions we have current police officers who do provide the services. But let me answer your question concerning the general fund and how this is different than what we already do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions on this item?
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham, Commissioner Scott, Chair Clark Coleman. Item 5, requesting commission approval of the fiscal year 2023 Crime Victim Rights Grant Award with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Good morning, through the chair. Tony Guerrero, Chief of Legislation, Grants and Community Relations for the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. What you have before you in item number 5 is a part of the fiscal year 2023 Crime Victims' Right Award. This will fund 13 victim advocates who are necessary to help out the victims of these various crimes. It'll also pay for 1 social worker, a project manager, and 2 department supervisors. The grant award would go through September the 30th of 2023. This and through the chair, 6, 7, and 8 just are also items to show that Madam Prosecutor is chasing down grants so we don't put a strain on the general budget.
Oh, are these renewals? Are these new grants or are they being renewed?
No, this one is a renewal.
Renewal.
$1,327,274 with no county match required. And it will allow us to continue this very important work.
Okay, so, but we've had this before.
Yes,
So moved.
Madam Chair, if you would mind, if I would make a motion to tie bar, not tie bar, but for 5, 6, and 7.
They all similar, Tony?
yes. Actually, I would respectfully suggest including 8 also.
5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay.
Thank you.
And I have a motion for 5, 6, 7, and 8 item numbers.
I'll move, Madam Chair.
Support.
I will be happy to answer any questions on 6, 7, and 8. These are grants that we have received before. If there are questions, again, I'll be happy to answer them.
So are there any questions on items 5, 6, 7, or 8? And do we have a motion? We have a motion, right? Okay, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll for item 5, 6, 7, and 8?
Thank you,
Commissioner
Madam
Kinloch,
Chair.
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes. Yes.
Commissioner Scott, Chair Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Thank you for the courtesy, Madam Chair.
Have an addenda item here.
Moving to item 9 on the addenda, requesting commissioner approval of a retroactive memorandum of understanding with the Michigan Department of Attorney General.
Through the chair, this is Sumaya Harb again. We are requesting your approval for a retro memorandum of understanding to provide security services at the AG's office home. I'm sorry, at the AG's home. We provided similar services last year. The services are provided based on availability of officers on overtime basis.
So Samaya, this is paid for by the Attorney General's office?
Yes.
It's paid for by their office. And is it just one officer there or?
Usually, yes, there's only one officer there outside her home for security because they have the power to make arrests around her house if any intruder comes by. So yes, one officer, and then for the $225,000, there's also within that there's $10,000 for fuel, for vehicle repair, and what have you.
Just during the time that she's at home, is that correct?
Yes, only at home. So usually it's in the evening to the morning.
Motion?
Approval?
Moved by Commissioner Kinloch, supported by Commissioner Scott. Are there questions on the motion?
Commissioner Kinloch,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham, Commissioner Scott, Chair Clark Coleman,
Yes, the motion carries.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
Maya, are you still there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm still here.
Okay, so there was an article in the paper about the jail and the inmates having to suffer through some cold conditions. The heat was off. Can you just give us a brief report about what was going on there and get that?
Through the chair, I wasn't feeling well during the Thanksgiving vacation, so I'm not aware of the report, but if you give me a minute, I can go talk to the sheriff and see what the problem was and what was the solution, and I will keep you posted. My apologies. That's why I'm congested. I wanted to be in person today, but I'm so congested I could not be in person. So that's why I'm working from the office. But I will read the article and I will keep you posted.
Madam,
Us on the status of that.
Absolutely.
And you could do that. And yes, Commissioner Kenlock.
yes, Madam Chair, just wondering, this is, I guess, since I've been on the commission, we've had a couple of these type of issues arise. They're major sort of interruptions or disturbances within county operations. Just wondering whether or not there is some sort of notification system that's in place with the county to inform not only the executive, but certain department heads and even this commission when certain type of critical sort of issues arise within the operation. I know the water department does have a notification and an alert when there are certain major water events. A text message is communicated to that goes out and inform various individuals within city government of those water events. And so I'm just wondering, is there a mechanism when there are major interruptions, disturbances within county operations that this commission and department heads, as well as some of other individuals of being notified of these sort of incidents?
I would agree with you. To hear about it in the media is not necessarily the best way to go. We really maybe emails or whatever when they have an incident of this kind. But I don't know that the proper way for us to hear about it is through the newspapers or the media. So if there can be some way that you can communicate with us to let us know when Samaya, if your department can notify us when there is an issue of this kind and just brief us so that we will not have to find out by just reading it in the newspaper.
I will definitely take this to the sheriff. I know we just hired a new director of communication. Maybe that would be part of his duty, is to communicate to commission if there's anything of a critical matter. Yes.
I would certainly agree with that.
Yes. And let me talk to the sheriff. I don't want to misspeak. And then I will again let you know.
Madam Clerk.
Public comments?
Do you have this is now time for public comment. So if there's anyone on Zoom or on the telephone who would like to make a comment at this time, would you please do so? Madam Clerk, are the lines all unmuted?
Yes, the lines are unmuted.
This is the point in the agenda where we will allow public comments. So if there's anyone on Zoom or anyone on the telephone who'd like to make a comment, you can do so at this time. Okay, it's the last call for public comment. Madam Clerk, do we have any emails?
No, there are no emails.
Okay. Next item.
Adjournment.
Or
Order that we adjourn. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
aye.
Opposed?